Hey guys, so this is Invisalign 101, and what I want to do is I want to show you what it's like kind of behind the scenes with Invisalign just a little bit. So you've seen those other videos where we see patients come in and we take the impression and we send it off to Invisalign's lab, and then magically we have these trays that look nice and pretty, but there's a lot that goes behind the scenes, and so this is it. So this is the screen, and this is what's going to be showing. This is what we see all the time. So this is somebody's mouth. And you can see that this is kind of comparing with the original, and this is what they're going to look like potentially after. This is, I think we're going to do a couple of treatments with this particular patient, but this is what you kind of see. And so I'm doing some modifications on this one. So this is what really is very interesting and neat and cool with Invisalign, is that you can tweak individual things, which is really neat. So say on this particular tooth, we're just going to go crazy. We're going to say, you know what, I want this tooth to look more inwards. Obviously we don't want to really do this, but if we wanted to, we could, because maybe they're going to get a crown or something on that tooth, and we actually do want it to be like that. So this is something we can do with Invisalign. Or say we go, you know what, we want this to be rotated a bunch, and we want it to look like that. Or yeah, we want it to rotate the other way, kind of more vertically like this, or horizontally like this. This does not look very good, but this shows you kind of what we can do, and we can do that with every single tooth, which is really interesting with Invisalign. So you can modify every single tooth. You can do, obviously we did comparisons, you can undo, we can do slimming in between the teeth. So we want to do some slimming. We go, yeah, cool, I want to do 0.5 millimeters of slimming in between the teeth. We can see that, we can see what that looks like. On this particular case, they're going to wear rubber bands. They have these little slits on the side and right here, so they can wear these specific type of rubber bands. We call class 2 rubber bands, with help with the overbite or overjet, we call it. So this is kind of behind the scenes with Invisalign. And that's why you're like, oh, why does it take 4 to 6 weeks to get my trays back after we took the impression? And this is the reason, because we send the impression to Invisalign's lab, and then we go back and forth with Invisalign a lot to make sure we're getting you the best result possible. And then we always have to keep in mind that just because Invisalign says, hey, we're gonna give this perfect bite because we're gonna move all these teeth and we're gonna do everything perfectly, we know that's maybe not necessarily the case with Invisalign, because there's a lot of limitations to Invisalign, which some of the kind of do-yourself people will not tell you. There's definitely limitations. If you've ever felt the Invisalign product, it's a great product, but there's definitely some limitations. It's not that strong, it's not that thick, compared to braces, the metal wires that are just like really, really thick. So this is the behind the scenes, and we go, cool, this looks good, which does not look good in this case, but we said, yeah, this looks good. We say submit it, and they're gonna give us a modified version of what we just did, and we go, cool, that looks good. If it looks good, we submit it, and then they start to manufacture their aligners. If we don't like that, we'll say, hey, you know what, we want to make some modifications. This is not nice. This is bad. Let's change. Okay. Obviously, we'd be more specific than that, but this just goes to show that there's a lot of kind of talking back and forth with Invisalign's lab, and it just kind of shows you how much and how well you can modify each individual tooth with Invisalign. And just like they're kind of showing the bottom here that this is simulated. We know this might not necessarily happen, but this is potentially what could happen with Invisalign if we use the right mechanics, if the patient's really good, and they help us out a lot. So this is just a little bit behind the scenes look with Invisalign. This is kind of like a little Invisalign 101. So you get to see what we get to see, and then once this looks pretty, then you get those aligners. So that's why it takes 4 to 6 weeks. That's why it takes so long to get back to you, because there's a lot of going back and forth. There's a lot of computer stuff going on, a lot of simulations going on, and making sure that you're getting the best possible result possible. Yeah, guys, so that's Invisalign 101. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions or comments, please let me know, and I will answer them right away. Thank you so much.